Hello students, I am Dr. Priyanka Muria and today I am talking about the concentration of economic power. As far as this concept is concerned, it is basically the tendency for economic power to be concentrated in the hands of few institutions or few people. Who are these people who want to concentrate money in their hands? These basically represent the private sector institutions or big business houses that try to concentrate the economic power in their hands with the purpose of monopolizing the entire economic environment. The basic result of this concentration of economic power is the spread of massive disparities of income, which adversely affects the development of any economy. There were certain committees that were formulated in Indian economic structure that in order to study the concentration of economic power, the first one being the Mahalanobis Committee that was constituted in 1960. It was constituted by Professor P.C. Mahalanobis, and the committee emphasized that big business houses, they have derived immense benefits from the public financial institutions, and these benefits have been derived in form of tax reliefs, exemptions and other facilities. A committee formed 4 years later, which is known as Monopoly Inquiry Commission. It studied the extent, cause and effect of concentration, and it emphasized that, and it identified that defective licensing system and discrimination in availability of institutional loans are as the main cause of monopoly power. Not only these two committees, there were other committees like Hazari Committee and Bhatta Committee in 1966 and 1967 respectively, which underlined that these big business houses, they are using their any scrupulous method or corrupt means for getting the licenses. At that time, it was emphasized that big business houses, they received 38% of the licenses. Now, the forms of concentration of economic power. In reality, the forms of concentration of economic power have been identified and these have been classified under two major heads. First one being the product wise concentration, the second one being industry wise concentration. As far as product wise concentration is concerned, when the production and distribution of any product or service is controlled by a group of people or persons, is known as product wise concentration, and it is again bifurcated under three heads. One is high, medium and low. In low concentration, we have percentage from 50% to 59%. Here we will be talking about the control and management should be in the hands of three major producers or distributors. Means if the three major distributors, they are controlling 50% to 59% of the control, they are controlling the operations of any business enterprise, then it is said that the low product wise concentration exists. Then medium product wise concentration reflects 60 to 74% control by three major producers or distributors. The high concentration exists in case 75% or more percentage control is exerted by three major producers or distributors. As far as country wise concentration is concerned, if the ownership and control is being captured by by most of the enterprises or by individuals or any family or industrial group, but it pertains to the acquisition or ownership of certain enterprises, then it is known as country wise concentration. It is also asserted that if the concentration is less than 50%, then there is no concentration of economic power. Causes of concentration of economic power in India. As far as these causes are concerned, first one is government policies it was Datta Committee in 1969 that emphasized that the government policies are unclear, they are not well defined, and which are leading to the major causes of economic power, because there is a haphazard, the controls are being exercised in haphazard manner. It is there that licensing is a licensing system has to be adopted, but to what extent it has to be adopted, to what extent it has to be relaxed, it has not been defined to the authorities clearly. So one is government policies, the second one is role of government financial institutions. Even the government financial institutions like IFC, IDBI, they are also inclined to lend their funds to big business houses, which has also resulted in concentration of economic power in the hands of these big business houses. The next one is guidelines of large industrial houses. In this case, the government has provided financial benefits like financial benefits, tax benefits, exemptions, subsidies to these big business houses, and they are also ready to exploit the opportunity, and they are also taking the full advantage of the concessions and the exemptions that are being given to them. Next one is the role of commercial banks. There is a general tendency of the commercial banks to to lend funds to these business houses. The reason is that these business houses have a good credibility, they have good financial resources at their end, and so they are also, even whether it was pre-nationalization period or post-nationalization period of 1969, before and after, in every period, there is a inclination of these commercial banks towards these large business houses. Now next is intercompany investments. It represents the purchasing of shares of a company by another company. It happens when big business houses, they tend to purchase the share of other companies and make them their subsidiary. Then also there is a concentration of economic power in case of a holding company, means the company who has purchased the share of another company. So it becomes stronger and stronger. The more subsidiaries it has, then it is in a position to become a strong holding in the market. The next one is the technological progress. In case of technological progress, big business houses, they reduce the production cost through modern technology. They can they can make use of sophisticated machineries, tools, equipments, and they can why this happens? Because they have resources at their end, they have sound financial condition, they have money with them, so they can spend money on these things, and they can also invest money on R&D, which will also help in conversion of their businesses into large economies, and they become stronger and stronger and become more powerful in the market. Next one is strict import policy. As far as the this is concerned, post independence, the government has a general inclination towards saving its own industries and restricting the imports. The motive is to substitute the imports. It has resulted in monopoly by certain big producers who know that the government is favoring them, and it is trying to save its indigenous companies. So this strict import policy is also leading to concentration of economic power in hands of Indian indigenous businessmen and big business houses. Now comes the evils of concentration of economic power. First one being the high prices. When the prices are high and the rate of inflation is more, the consumers end up paying higher prices for the commodity which they could have acquired at a lesser price. So there is a dilution of bargaining power of consumers. They become at losing end because they are paying higher price for the same commodity which they could have purchased at a lower price. So this is one of the evils of concentration of economic power, that these big business houses are able to regulate and manipulate the economy, and regulate the level of prices in the economy, and charge as much as they like from their consumers. Next is difficulty by SSIs. SSIs are not in a position to compete with the big business houses, and there is every time a possibility of loss of business by these tiny enterprises and small scale enterprises, because they find difficult to combat the competition which these enterprises pose in front of them. The next one is demonstration effect. Because these enterprises, they earn huge amounts of revenues and thereafter the profits. So when they are at gaining end, there is every time a possibility that they may spend on they may spend in an extravagant manner, and they may get indulged in demonstration effect. Demonstration effect means you want to create a favorable impression on others. You want to show off that you have a money and you can acquire and purchase the expensive commodities in the market. So there is every time possibility that these rich people may get indulged in luxurious consumption activities, and may get indulged in demonstration all the activities that lead to demonstration effect. Next is young entrepreneurs get discouraged when big business houses, they try to do everything in order to restrict the entry of young entrepreneurs. How they do it? By keeping the price too low, or by advertising their commodity in a much healthier manner, by enhancing the frequency of advertising. And since they have large resources at their end, then there is every probability that the young entrepreneurs, they find the task of competing with these enterprises very challenging. The next one is attempt to corrupt public officials. These big business houses, they have a tendency to bribe the public officials and try to mend their ways by providing money to the public officials, and henceforth they just drain out their money in order to corrupt the public officials. And then the motive is to to ensure their sustenance and increase their public domain and industrial domain, and ensuring their strength in the economy, and ensuring a good presence in the entire economic structure. Thank you so much for the patient listening. Prepare well for the exams.